I want to share, this new approach to life that life has forced upon me. That's usually when shit changes, when it has to. When life forces us to grow, that's when we grow. So if you're asking life to grow a lot right now, I'm gonna walk away from the street so you can hear me. Oh, these look nice. If you ask life to help you grow really fast, like I do quite often, then don't be surprised if life brings you intense fucking circumstances that are going to craft and mold you into the most badass version of yourself possible. So if you ask life for a lot of power, for abundance, to grow into an inspiration, for whatever, life is going to deliver you exactly what you need to step into that new frequency, that new way of being, we'll say. And so that's what's happened with me. I'm going to give you an example. I've had this belief with money of you just save, and your money's always about the same that you're making, but you just save a lot of it, so you live way below your means. Kind of like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Finances 101. And what I'm noticing on this Phoenix trip is I can't do that anymore. I can't really live in these environments that aren't congruent with my vibration, that don't really help my nervous system be relaxed. Because to do this kind of work, energy work, healing work, channeling work, it's essential that your nervous system is relaxed and at peace, that your body feels good where it's at. And so for me to live below my means right now, I have to book places on Airbnb that don't align with my vibrational state, and therefore my nervous system doesn't feel relaxed, and therefore I don't channel as good of videos and cannot be of much service. And therefore I don't give as much, so I don't get as much back. Do you see how that works? And so what's happened is I've had a very brutal teaching from life. After I left my last rover, I booked a place for a month. And I booked it because it looked like a good place I could save money. It looked okay enough, right? It was like, I'll be fine there. I wasn't excited about it. It didn't feel inspiring. And it certainly did not match my vibrational state that I was in. So I got there and it was horrible. Like it was just like so small and cramped, and it was heavy and noisy, and it had a bad smell. I mean, everything. You just check the boxes off on anything that would disrupt the nervous system, right? And it checked them all. And I was like, whoa, what am I doing here? I could have afforded a different place, a nicer place, but I was trying to live below my means and save. And I'm going to share the opposite approach that I'm really being forced into here in a minute. It's going to come full circle. So I was in that place, and it was just like, I can't do the work here. I can't work here, so I can't be here. Because if I can't do the work, then what's the point? The whole point of me being on planet Earth right now is to do this work, right? So I had to leave. And thankfully, the hosts were very gracious and kind, and I got a full refund. It was great. Just a learning lesson, right? I just paid one night, the night I stayed. And I guess the only other side effect was a horrible night of sleep. Just did not like it there at all. Nervous system completely dysregulated. The very next day I booked a place with the same mentality, except it looked a little nicer, but it was the same kind of thing from the same place. And once again, I got there and I felt just horrible again. I was like, oh my God, am I being too picky? And that's the thing. I started kind of justifying why I should be there. Like, oh, you're just too picky. You're too sensitive. Kind of like this, just man up kind of thing. Get through it. And then I was thinking, if I was my son or someone close to me that I love dearly, what would I tell that person, right? I would say, leave there and go get a place that you feel good in so that you can share your gifts with the world. Like if you have the money, then do it. And instead of just trying to rough it out and get through it, I mean, I don't even think I could have again. I was forced to leave there. And unfortunately on that one, I only got a partial refund, but that's okay. And it was so interesting because I had 30 minutes left to cancel and to get a good amount back. And I didn't know what to do though. And one of my dear friends I've met here, Melissa, and she's also been joining us in Craig's Sunday Sangha, she texted me at that moment and said, hey, what are you up to? And I met her through an Airbnb I really liked, that I felt really inspired in and was so congruent with my heart. She's like, hey, Happy New Year's, what are you up to? I'm like, hey, I'm in this place, I don't like this Airbnb. Can I please book yours? And she made me an amazing offer to stay with her for a while. And it just lit my heart up, my whole nervous system, like my higher self just sent me the guidance, like, yep, do it. And so I canceled the one I was in, and now I'm back at her place, and I feel amazing again. I feel connected to myself. I feel like my nervous system's relaxed and regulated, and I'm able to just channel in a flow state. And so bringing it full circle, this new perspective, this new way of moving in the world is, for me, just expand. Just make more money, if that's what it is. Like that's what it is for me right now. Just make enough to be in a place that you love being in. Focus on growing more than saving. That's the biggest one right there. Instead of focusing on saving all this money and living below my means, and we don't want to take this to an extreme, but you get it. It's just like, focus on expansion and just kind of outgrowing that whole dilemma of not being able to afford somewhere that feels inspiring to you, that helps your nervous system relax. And it's like, even temporarily, even spend more than you're making to make that a point, because you're not going to grow the business. You're not going to expand like you want to if you're not in a place where you feel good. So what's the point? There's no point in trying to save money in a place that you can't do your work. It's literally pointless. And so I was just feeling into that. I was like, you know what? Even if I'm not just putting this out there, and I don't think it will happen, but even like two of people who inspire me, like Victor Odo and Craig Holiday, even if, like them, I had to go into tens of thousands of dollars of debt, who gives a fuck? If it means I'm comfortable and my nervous system's relaxed and I'm doing the best work I can do and I'm growing at the fastest rate I can grow at, it doesn't matter. It would be worth it because my business would grow exponentially. The value I could bring through would grow exponentially. And so over time, the debt would just disappear because there would be an abundance within, and the work that would come through and my vibratory state would bring everything into a harmony. So, and I'm not even thinking I'll have to go into debt or anything, but I just had that perspective, like, let go of saving and focus on growing. And then all of this just disappears. And it's like, just book places you really like, and if you start running out of money, cross that bridge when you get to it. There's not even a guarantee that would happen, because if I'm in a place I'm relaxed and can bring through my heart and share my gifts fully, then I don't see, how like running out of money is even a thing. But because it's like, I'm gonna just keep getting a reflection, right? But it's like, when I'm in that place, I'm settling for just to save. Because it's a fear. That's what I've been taught. It's a fear of not having enough. It's like a scarcity program that was really shown to me in those two places. Like the last two places I was at, oh my gosh, all those scarcity and lack programs were so up, like almost violently, like, look, are you going to let go of this yet? Are you going to let go of this whole you have to save, and instead just let go of that and step into your power and just fucking outgrow this whole paradigm, And I heard someone say this on a podcast. I think it was Adam Carolla, back when I was like 21 and used to listen to way different things than I do now. And he actually said that. He was like, just focus on making more money. And this is someone who was really wealthy. Yeah, it's interesting that he just came through in this little video. So anyways, that's the paradigm I've been forced to let go of, is saving, because it just doesn't work. I don't feel comfortable in these places, and it literally makes it so, like, I would actually lose more money doing that, because I wouldn't be doing as much work, as much service, and the flow wouldn't be coming back of what I'm giving, and my reality would just match that, you know. And so I would just be staying right there. But it's like I really feel like recently, with all of this work I've been doing here in Phoenix, that life has been doing on me, that the divine has been doing through me with all of these incredibly growth-oriented circumstances, I feel like I've taken a vibrational leap, a leap in frequency, where that old paradigm doesn't work. Staying in those places that maybe used to work for me, I've outgrown them. And now it's about just staying in places that are in harmony, that are in alignment, and let the money thing take care of itself. Because as I continue to grow, as I continue to bring through more value and to share my gifts more fully, you know, every situation in my life will reflect that, including the financial one. So that's the message today, that I've been forced to let go of that whole paradigm of saving and only thinking you're going to make this much, and just letting go of that and stepping into a paradigm of just grow. Just grow. I was going to say, just grow, baby, grow. Oh my God, Matthew. Yeah, my mood has shifted intensely. That's the thing, my mood has shifted intensely because I'm in a place that has resonance with me, that is in that's a vibrational match for me. And now it's allowing the best of me to come through. Yeah, that's it. I wanted to share that little growth lesson, major growth lesson. It was super fucking painful to go through again, but I'm glad. I feel like I released something heavy, and I'm like free now. I feel very free. I feel actually free of the money thing too, like not being obsessed with how much I have all the time. No, it's like, just be obsessed with creating more of it. Just be obsessed with creating more abundance, you know? Be obsessed with bringing more beautiful work through and sharing your gifts more fully. Just be obsessed with that, and trust me, the money thing will take care of itself. That's what my higher self is telling all of us right now. So, all right, so much love. Thanks for being here. Crossing the street now. Jaywalking. Goodbye.